keep our energy high and our expectations even higher. Thank you again, folks.
Thank you, everyone. Once again, my name is Daisy James. I'm the program coordinator here at and I'm so excited to congratulate the folks who have gone through cycle 1 of our customer service training. And so I would like to introduce to you one of the people that Bill who has helped make this happen. She is our Chief Operating Officer. Her name is Louis. Please let's give her a welcome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. First and foremost, I certainly, again, we've had our wonderful prayer, but I certainly want to thank God for the opportunity to stand before all of you here today. It's truly a blessing to be here and to yet for Bill to celebrate and to recognize another hallmark in terms of our efforts to implement what we fought to negotiate back in 2005. Back in 2004, we learned about the proposed Atlantic Yard project. Many of us in the community found that to be interesting and an exciting project, but what got many folks excited was this whole idea of having a community benefits agreement, and with the purpose of it being creating strategies and ways so that folks from the community can connect to the opportunities that come with a huge project like that into our community. We fought, while first and foremost, more simply to negotiate it. The developer of the project, Florida City Rattler, they certainly, one of the things that we always thank God for is their progressiveness and forward thinking in seeking and being willing to engage and work with the community in this way to make things like this possible this morning. So on June 27, 2005, we signed the CBA. The project itself had to continue to make its own strides forward in terms of going from being a plan into a reality. In 2006, in December 2006, it achieved that first milestone step. But then there were still many struggles and challenges to be had from going to the plan, the CBA, to where we are right now, where we're implementing an initiative of it. So again, we thank God for that. We're very excited to be marking yet another milestone in terms of manifesting the vision of that document. But what I'd like to do now is to introduce our leader, Mr. James Caldwell, who is truly an incredible individual. I thank God for having the opportunity to work with him from the time when all of this stuff was just an idea, and no one really kind of knew what it was, and it was just a buzz, first the project was a buzz, and then it was the CBA. But then, there are things that happen in life, when folks say that sometimes the journey, and in many cases, sometimes the relationships that you get to build, the people that you get to meet, so far transcend, sometimes the actual thing that you're trying to do, because those relationships, help to enrich, lives, and the relationships that we've been able to build, as a team within the organization, is so phenomenal because we've been able to do this all in the name of service to our community, to help create opportunities and connect people to opportunities. And again, one of the best ways to bring on Mr. C is to invoke one of his favorite scriptures, and that's Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before all that they will see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Mr. Caldwell.
truly God is just awesome. That's something I'm going to say. We're so happy to see all your wonderful faces today, that you take time from your busy schedule to come out and support us. You know, down at Bill, we have a Harriet Tubman, state of mind. You know, we believe that we should always go back and try to help somebody else. We have our pictures throughout our office. We truly believe in that. And she was a person that couldn't read or write. But look at the marvelous things that she did. Now imagine you, customer service training, you can read and write. Just imagine what you can do. Just imagine. Just imagine. But first, I want to take time, to thank. The first one I'd like to thank is Reverend Norman from First Baptist. A lot of the reverends would pay us no mind. Reverend Norman was the one that paid us no mind. They came to the hearing, they brought 2 busloads of people to the hearing to support the project. Now, why were they supporting the project? Because they know that our community needs what? Jobs. They know that. He put that above everything because he knows that if a person can provide for his family, that makes our community safe, and it gives them a better frame of mind. They will participate in the community to make sure they do the right thing and help others out in our community. So he knew that. That's a very wise man. And we thank God for him stepping up to the plate and doing what was necessary to support our community, because that was very important. Also, and I still stand by my statement I made 7 or 8 years ago, that Bruce Radler is like an angel sent from God. Now, why do I say that? I say that for many reasons. I said the fact that we was able to take young people from our community that don't never get a chance to leave their block half the time, down to Dorney Park, taking seniors upstate where they could get a bang out of their dollar. How do we do all that? We did that by working with Forest City Rattler companies. And we were just so pleased to have it. So I stand by everything that I say. And the reason I stand by it is because of the proof that you have always been put by you all being here today. And we're truly thankful that Miss Jane Marshall was here today. She did one of the first public meetings back in 2000, I think it was January 2004, to introduce us to the Atlantic Yards Project. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that when we went down to meet with her, we took a diversified community down to meet with them because we felt that we couldn't keep that to ourselves. So being that I'm the president of Precinct Community Council, and I know so many people in the community, we invited them to come down also. Now, I can't make people say, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. Because I served in the military also. Why do we serve in the military? Is to make sure that people had their freedoms. Being free to think any way that they would like to think. That's what America is all about. So many people come to America. But I do know that with a sign of community benefit agreement, have we not signed it? I'll be the first to say. A lot of people say, well, all the developers give you all funding. Oh, yes, they do. I'm proud of it, too. Very proud of it. Because the funding that they provide to us is why we can do what we're doing. We really do have a legitimate seat at the table. We do. All right? We have a legitimate seat at the table. And that's good. Because I'm not keeping it all to myself. I'm no fool. I know if you share a blessing, it's going to come back, not necessarily to me, but to somebody in my family. Maybe it may be 30, 40, 50 years from now. But the blessings will come back. So where does it originate from? It originated from me and myself when we said, hey, we need to be a part of this. Not too often do big developers invite you to a seat at the table. In fact, they don't. They really don't. They don't invite you. They come to our community, they take all of the resources of our community and just disappear. Not in this case. How often can you go to a training class at MetroTech on the 10th floor with that beautiful view, see the Statue of Liberty and this and that? How often can we do that in our community? How often? Not too often. But most people don't give a hoot about us. They don't. but this particular developer, I don't care what the critics say about them, what they write about them, I know that they have stood by us. We've been in this game for 8 years now. It'll be 8 years in December. 8 years. And you probably read about the struggles and this and that, and what Forest City Rally went through. Had to get on the plane to go to Russia, go here, go there, had to do whatever, because he said, I'm not giving up. I think you all heard me say yesterday, everybody can give up on you as long as you don't give up on yourself. When you don't give up on yourself, you will make it. It gives me great honor, to introduce a friend to you all, someone that has stood by us, worked with us, even during these depressing times when, 50% in our community are unemployed. But they have stuck by us when they could have said, hey, we just can't do it no more. But that was not the case. No, we're going to work with you. Even though it's been tough trying to get some of those jobs, the union jobs, because y'all know how tough the unions are. New York City is a union town. You know how tough that is. But along with ourselves in Forest City, we made adjustments. We said we're gracious. Sometimes, you have to change your flight plan. The storm might be too rough ahead of you, but you got to make the adjustments in